Propel Fitness Water. With Gatorade electrolytes, zero sugar, and vitamins, Propel hydrates better than water to help you get the most out of your workout and get back to your best self. What propels you? Propel with Gatorade electrolytes.
This message is brought to you by Apple Card. Shave ice by the beach. A trip to the state fair. And a throwback flick at the local drive-in. They're more than just items to check off the summer bucket list. They're also opportunities to earn 2% daily cash back when you use your Apple Card with Apple Pay. Apply for Apple Card now and use in minutes with Apple Pay. Subject to credit approval. Apple Card is issued by Goldman Sachs Bank USA, Salt Lake City branch. Terms and more at applecard.com.
This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
From the Fifth Quarter Studios in Madison, Wisconsin, you're listening to Coach Unplugged. And now, your host, Steve Collins.
Hey everybody, happy Wednesday, episode 639. Today's part 2 with Coach Blaine. Before we jump into that, I'd like to give a big shout out to Dr. Dish, the number one shooting machine on the market. If for no other reason, it's easy to put away and set up. And they're great machines and they're very durable. So go over and check them out. Mention Coach Unplugged. They'll give you $350 off. Also, go over and check out teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. Resources, handouts, practice planning, obviously stuff. Building a program, you know how to pick an offense, how to pick a defense. The courses are limitless in there. They're not. But and if you love this podcast, you want to support us, come over and join. We're one of the few ones that have monthly. Come over and join us. We would really appreciate it. Allows us to keep the lights on here at the podcast. All right, let's head off to the show. Bye. Okay.
And then we just deal with it. And usually a couple guys have to take one, and then Fridays we're out at 2:30. So we're usually
Okay.
So yeah, I've got a spreadsheet in my office with their practice times or with their class times. Because the other thing we do that we get as NAI, we get more time. We get 26 weeks of practice. Or is it 24 weeks of practice? Whoops, I better get that right.
Right.
From the start of school to the end. So we'll do. So like when we're practicing in end of September and October, we'll have them come in small groups as well. And we'll do 45 minutes twice a week of skill work. And then in April, all through April, we're doing skill work with them because we can. We've got the time to do it.
Well, that's really nice.
And then in the summer, we have no rules. We can practice every day of the summer if we wanted to. We don't, but
we don't. Right.
But like local guys like Keith and Jared or
and what are you doing with them right now? They're not on campus, obviously.
No, if we were on campus now, we would be right at the end of our small group workouts and open gyms.
Okay.
Which is the other thing. At open gym, we don't have to go on. We can stand there and watch them and say, "Hey, Keith, why don't you work on the thing we worked on this afternoon?" So we get to talk to them. That's what I really like about the NAI is we get time with them. We get to.
Do you think the NAI, you think it's safe? The NAI, I can't.
I don't know. It's a great question. I think we're probably if this whole thing comes to an end, in 12 months. I mean, where we can get back to normal and do stuff, I think we'll be fine. If it gets too much longer, I don't know. It's
because they don't have the finances probably
right.
that the NCAA
right.
does.
Now, fortunately, our school we're good. Our endowment is good. We don't have a lot of debts. In fact, we have very little debt, so we're in a good enough shape to. Now, athletics drives enrollment like any small school.
Right,
we're in good enough shape to survive.
And how many kids do you keep on your roster?
We keep about. If we offer you money to come play basketball, you're going to get to play basketball. We keep it between 22 and 25, but we also play reserve.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah. So we'll play 12 or 15 reserve games for those. Like our 6-man this past season played. Well, actually, Dylan played some reserve games as a freshman.
Okay.
Our 6th man and our 7th man were both reserve game guys as freshmen, and then as sophomores.
It's a strength and body thing.
Yeah.
I think the difference between an 18 and a 20-year-old is bigger than the difference between a 14 and an 18-year-old. I think that differentiation's bigger.
Yeah, I don't disagree. I don't, because I got a 15-year-old sitting in here that's 6'4" and
Right.
Looks like a junior in high school.
Right. Yeah. There's something. Yeah. It's crazy what happened. Okay. Let's jump into this. So,
we talk about, I shouldn't say, not to our players, but we talk about there's teaching drills, there's emphasis drills, and there's energizing.
Okay.
So like if you look at our 4 o'clock, it says bend elbow passing, pressure passing. It's 2 quick passing drills that are teaching drill. And for us, the teaching in those drills, like in bent elbow passing, there's a guy got a line at the elbows and a line at the baseline out of bounds, and they're playing catch.
Right.
So if I throw it bottom to top, I just go straight up. If I throw it top to bottom, I X and cross into the other side of the court.
Do you always start with the teaching drill?
Yes. We'll start with something to break a sweat before we stretch.
Okay.
Because, I don't know if it's right or wrong, and if there's somebody watching this that knows more about this than they can correct me. But I always told muscles were like rubber bands.
Right.
If you throw a rubber band in the refrigerator and pull it, it's going to break.
Right.
If you rub it in your hands and get it warm, then you can stretch it. So that's the same thing. So we'll do something simple like that and a teaching drill just to get them sweating a little bit, and then we'll stretch.
Okay.
And it might be a shooting drill.
And who does the stretches?
We do them, but we got it from our trainers, from our PT people. And so they're not, we actually have, here's the great thing about college. I don't know, maybe you've got it at Memorial, but at a small school we didn't. We got trainers sitting at practice every day.
Yeah, we have them coming in. Bree comes in whenever, so when the winners, they're downtime actually, because some are swimmers, and then the hockey team's at the hockey arena. So she basically has the basketball players, the wrestlers, and the gymnasts. So it's not very much. They're all in the building. So
that's just
it's so nice to have a trainer.
Oh man, kid jams his finger or something. It's like go.
I just say go to the trainer, and we just we don't miss a beat. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't care about you. I'll talk to you afterwards.
Right.
But yeah, so we'll do for us, the teaching part of the bent elbow passing is we talk about there's 4 things you have to do. We always say, coaches talk about be tough with the basketball. Well, what does that mean? I don't know what it means to you, but to me it means catching the ball with your feet in the air, catching the ball in triple threat, using pass fakes, and making decisions on the floor. Those 4 things to me are being tough with the basketball.
And pass fakes are the ones that I think they're so bad.
Yeah, they are.
I talk about breaking windows. It's like kind of a PGC thing, but it's like, if you make that pass, you got above the ears, you got the hips. Where are you going to do this? And you got to fake one way and go the other.
And that's where we use it. We use that. We get that done in pressure passing.
Okay.
So we'll do that bent elbow passing for like 3 minutes, and because usually just be playing catch. Then it'll be for a minute or like 45 seconds. And then we tell them sweep, 1 dribble right. And then they got to use a pass fake and make the pass. And then we'll tell them for 45 seconds and it's sweep it, 1 dribble left. And then we're through that drill. The pressure passing, if you can get 5 guys in a group, that's great. You just need 1 ball. So you got to kind of picture this, that there's just 5 guys in a single line. The first guy's got a ball. He's going to roll it out to the free throw line.
Okay.
Second guy is going to go right behind him, close him out. All right. So the other thing that we talk about, and it kind of comes into play on this drill, is have an offensive and defensive quality in each of your drills. So as a coach, I was really fortunate in high school that my assistant coach in high school, like if we were doing a defensive drill, he would coach the offense.
Right.
And if we were doing an offensive drill, he would coach the defense.
I do that. So that's a great thing for young coaches too. If you have more than 1 person there, you can't look at everything. Like I'll literally, and I'm lucky, I got 3 assistants at my practices, but I'll say, hey, Nate, you're going to just watch defense because I'm going to watch, because I can't watch 3 things, I got to, but then, so they're hearing other voices from other people. I think that's a wonderful bit of advice.
For us, my assistant's in charge of the defense. I just gave it to him. Said, defense is yours. Run it by me before we do stuff. And I take the offense. So anytime we're doing a drill, he's just coaching defense and I'm coaching offense.
I love that.
Yeah. So in the pressure passing, we've got that first guy out there. Then so he's got to do a pivot, right? He's got to pick the ball up and pivot. And for the first 45 seconds, we'll tell the defense, be obvious. Either go out with your hands up so that he's got a fake high and pass it low.
Right.
You step through your waist, or get your hands down. He's got a fake high or fake low and throw it off your ear. And so it's the defense is telling you where to throw it.
Right.
And then for the next minute and 15 seconds, we'll tell the defense to be live. Now you're trying to get tips, and now that guy's got to work it. So we're teaching, and then the guys at the other side, they got to catch it right.
Right.
Early in the season, I'm not a big guy to make guys run, but if they're not catching the ball right, we're going to get on a line.
And the thing about passing is, from a former shooter, and my son's a shooter, put the damn ball where I can do something.
Yes.
It just irritates me to no end. It's like, first of all, it's like there'll be a pass, and it's like if you'd have passed him the ball the right way, he shoots that. Maybe you don't want him to shoot it, but you gave him a place where he couldn't shoot that.
It gives the defense time to close out.
It does. It's just like, I don't know. It's not a skill that's taught at the younger level, I don't think.
So to me, those are teaching drills,
right.
Those, because we're really breaking it down.
And so before we do the teaching, so 4 o'clock's of teaching, you have weights above that on your practice plan.
Right.
So are you going hard? Do you have a different program during the season or out of the season? How does that work?
Yeah, good question. We'll go, this would have been, well, obviously this is preseason, so we're going 3 days a week. I think we went on Sundays, Tuesdays, Thursdays.
Okay.
If I remember correctly. And again, I don't know anything about weights. So my assistant coach took care of that. He got it in, actually our football coach did it for us.
Okay.
And put it together for us. And so it was like the Sundays were hard, Thursdays were hard, Tuesdays were easier.
Okay.
Were lighter. And then in season, we'll go twice a week. And it's maintenance. It's not hard. It's about 35 minutes.
Okay.
And then honestly, by the time we get to February, we're lucky if we're getting in there once.
Right.
Because they're tired.
Right.
It's a long season. It's 6 months.
Well, especially for you with all those. Oh my God, if you got that many weeks, it's like so before we go on to the rest of it, does your practices get shorter as the season goes on?
Yes. And I've got some practice plans a little later in the season.
Okay.
And in fact, I got one, our second to last one of the year. It was about an hour.
Okay.
So yes, early in the season, we're going to go 2 hours, 2:15, whatever amount of time we got in the floor. Obviously we've got to share with, like at this point, volleyball's still playing, and our facility will only have 2 courts.
Okay.
So we got to share, and sometimes we got to go late. I don't mind going late, other than the family thing.
Right.
But I'll go late early in the year, so I can get to my one son played junior high basketball this year, so I can get to his game, and then we end up going late because my other son, or then we'd go early because then my other son was playing high school basketball. So
right, and I tell the young coaches, you want to go 2 hours in February, but don't do it. It should almost be like a slope, like you're skiing down a hill.
Yeah,
you can go 3 hours early. I don't do that, tend to, but especially with film and stuff, I can go long early.
Yep.
But by post Christmas, that slope is coming down because physically, mentally, they're banging. It's those little naggy things too. I'm sure at this level, there's even more naggy stuff.
Well, and your point about the film, we might still have them for close to 2 hours,
right?
But an hour and 15, hour and a half's on the court. The other.
Hey, Coach, hope you're enjoying the podcast. A couple things that doesn't cost you a cent to do. You can subscribe and leave a written review. We really like that. You can go over to our YouTube channel. Just type in Teach Hoops on YouTube, and you'll find our YouTube channel. Subscribe, there, so you'll always get the updates. Next thing is, if you do any shopping on Amazon, go down below, click our Amazon link, www.teachhoops.com/Amazon. Anytime you're doing shopping on Amazon, we get a small little commission. Helps us with our hosting fees. Be surprised how expensive it is to run one of these. And if you really love this stuff, let me help you. Let me mentor you. Let me email. Let me get on one-on-one calls. Let me show you all the resources that have helped me become one of the winningest coaches in the state of Wisconsin. That's why I'm doing this. I want to help coaches become better. So teachhoops.com can do that. All right, let's head off to the podcast.
Time is in the film room, and at that point, that's better for them than it's as good anyway for them as the stuff on the court.
It's good teaching. It's good teaching.
Yes.
I agree.
Film don't lie.
No, film don't lie. Oh, God, I use that quote all the time.
Yep.
Film don't lie, man.
I heard
we started taping our practices, too, so it's like, well, you're wrong. I'll go home and send it to you.
I can't think of who said this. I was watching one of those clinics online here recently, which was talking about in the film room. He would say, instead of getting on him, he'd be like, that's not how Michael did it, or
Right.
one of the best players.
Right.
Or is that how you want to look on film?
Right.
Is that something you want us to see? Instead of just berating him. Like it was, I don't know. It was different.
I think back to a Coach K thing. Coach K had problems with Hurley in that era during the games, and he videotaped them to show him because he didn't know how bad he was acting during it. It's similar. It's like if you show them,
absolutely,
they can't deny it. It's right there. Look.
So then we stretch.
Okay.
This is me. We do defense first. I got a theory, right or wrong. My theory is we're going to do defense first when they're fresh and they're excited to be at practice. Everybody loves offense. So let's do that when they're tired and they'll go. And we can discuss that theory all we want, but that's me. It's how I've done it for years. You could convince me to change it, but
no, I think you're right on that. I tend to do more teaching too early. Like that, if I think of a 2-hour practice, I'm going to do anything that's going to take any brain cells in that in the first, because they're not going to be as focused in that second half, and they will be for offense, pushing the ball, pressure, turnovers, competition, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
More cerebral stuff. You're right. I try to put in the first quarter of the practice or first third.
Totally agree. Agree.
Yeah, I love the defensive aspect of that, though.
Yeah, we'll have, I don't know, like I try to do early in the season, we'll try to do closeouts every day.
Okay.
I just think that is so important. You asked about the difference from high school to college. What I discovered, especially, and not to pick on small schools, but especially coaching at Benton, basically our game plan was, stop him, kind of pay attention to him. And the other 3 guys we don't care about.
I wish that was the case, yeah.
Yeah. Well, in small schools, that's
right. Yeah.
We were fortunate. We had a lot of good players, but it was, go guard that guy and you pay attention to him and we got him.
Right.
Where in college, that guy that's shooting 31% from 3 probably shot 39 in high school. So if we don't guard him, he's going to knock it down.
If you leave him open, yeah.
Exactly. So that's why to me, closeouts are so important. And it's just something we try to work on daily. I mean, we don't daily. That's coaches that say that are full of it.
Right.
But it's something we try to do a lot. And even late in the year, we'll do a closeout drill as that warm-up drill where the passing drill is here. We'll do a closeout drill there that takes 5 minutes. Because I just think that's so important. It's vital. So through this one, we start out with defense. So it's like day 3. So obviously we're on closeouts. We're on 2-on-2 gaps. We're working on our help recover and jump into the ball. But like that second one, again, closeout emphasis, jump to the ball emphasis.
Right.
The 426, the 4-on-4 gaps, we're working on midline and recovering to your gap and not to your player.
Right.
All these and
so what you're doing. So I'm breaking down for the people that are listening. You're breaking it down into little pieces. You're doing two basically 2-on-0, two closeouts, 2-on-2, 4-on-4, 4-on-4. So you're breaking the defense down into pieces, basically.
Yes.
Okay.
What's interesting with that too, Steve, is you're a Wisconsin guy, so Dick Bennett he was always 3-on-3. Defense was all broken down into pieces, and followed that for a long time. And then I was talking to Gardo. He was still the assistant, and I'm like, so I want to come out and watch you guys do your defensive drills. When do you do them? First 2 weeks. He said after the first couple of weeks, everything they do defensively, and I've kind of gone to this a little bit, is 5-on, because he says just like offense, the defense has to know where their help is. So if we're doing some 2-on-2 whatever drill, like a ball screen drill, and we're only working with the 2 guys on the ball, well, they're not going to trust it if they keep throwing it to the corners for shot. And like that makes sense to me. So
I've always done that. I've always broken things down. We'll do the stuff that you're describing here, but it's a 5% of my entire practice, because I think you're right. They got to know rotations. They got to know. Yeah, I agree.
But I think that's for me. That's as we get into like after a month, once we start playing games, then we'll break stuff down that we played whoever on Saturday, and boy, we were bad at.
Right.
So we're going to break that down and do it.
Yep.
But a lot. The other thing that we try to get into this is, and it's not much in here early. Oh, here we go. Like the 433 where it's 4-on-4 gaps and go. or even the 4-on-4 midline help recover to your gap, we'll add a transition element to that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because it gets them going up and down the court.
Yep. And then it makes it, so if we're doing, let's say it's shell drill and we're defending just cutters, something simple. It's pass and cut, pass and cut. So now I go the other way. The guys that were on defense now have to play offense, so they have to have had listened to what we said. And the guys that were on offense now have to play defense. Like, I better jump to the ball because that's the same.
It's also giving them a carrot because they all want to play offense.
Sure, absolutely, absolutely. I hadn't thought about that. But and that goes back to that offensive and defensive quality as well. So I think any time you can add a transition element to your defensive drill, and in high school it's harder because sometimes you're sharing the court with the JV team or the sophomore team. And
what I tell if you can get two or three concepts into a drill too, the more concepts you can get into one thing, the better off. And part of that is practice and you practicing, figuring out what's going to work, what's not going to work with your specific team. But
because I had drills to show. And I don't know if I can do it on a whiteboard. I can try it. If it doesn't work, we won't do it. We got one called the KO drill and the diamond drill. I love the KO drill.
Okay.
Because we're working on defending flare screens, single staggers, and double staggers, all on the same drill.
Ooh, I love that. We'll try that at the end. We'll see if we can do that. Yeah.
And if I can't draw it up, I'll try to get it to you so at least you have it. But you talk about your basically we've covered everything other than post to post. And we've covered a lot. That's a lot of stuff getting done. And then we make that competitive. So the guys love that.
Right.
And we add the transition element to it. There's a lot. I love those drills. We'll play a race to 18, first team to score 18 points, 2s and 3s. And they absolutely eat that up.
They love that.
Yeah.
And how do you do that with that many guys? Are there guys standing with 20?
Yeah. Well, what happens early in the season, we'll have 3 teams, or maybe even 4 teams, because we bought some extra practice jerseys. We've got old ones sitting around that are we got old uniforms we'll use sometimes.
Right.
So we might have 4 teams, but we'll certainly have 3. But then we have a reserve team. This year we didn't because we ended up down to like 16 guys. Long story. So then it was easy enough. But like last year we had 22, 21. We'd have a reserve team, so there would be 8 guys that would be practicing at a different time, my assistant, for an hour and a half. And I'd be there too to help a little bit. But they'd be getting skill work and fundamental stuff and some team concepts. So then there'd be the varsity practice where there was 15 of us.
Right, okay.
And then so then there's not as much standing around.
Yeah, you don't want that,
Right. That's why we play reserve games. Like I said, we want to make sure guys play. If you're offering your money, you're going to get to play basketball. You're not going to come sit in the bench and be somebody's caddy.
Right.
There are NAI schools that have basketball. They'll have basketball rosters of 45.
I was surprised. I went and watched Cade, my point guard from last year, play Edgewood, and it was I was surprised. It was mid-20s for both teams. Yeah.
There are a couple of schools in our conference that have 45 guys, and if I walk in the gym and I'm like the 7th string point guard, I'm probably not going to play.
Right.
Ever. So, but that's another story.
Right.
So then as you can kind of see, we're getting through a lot of defensive stuff, and then we'll stick the 6-ball shooting is a 3-point shooting drill, going up and down, and we've got it timed and scored. It's 3 minutes. It's got 6 minutes listed there, so it must have been the first time and I gave myself some time to explain it.
Okay.
And then the Louisville transition.
Do you put time on the clock? How close are you to these times?
Which was going to get me to another point about practicing. We're pretty close to right on because we'll put time on the clock. And I've also done practices, and I had one written up here where, because I don't know how you are, Steve, but I know who I saw a guy take a piece of paper, made it 30 minutes each quarter, wrote down a list of things in each quarter that he wanted to get done from most important to least important. So if they didn't get that stuff at the bottom, he didn't care. It might be on all 4 different quadrants, thinking he'll get to it once. So they'll spend this first 30 minutes doing these. There's 6 drills. The man only gets through 4. And he doesn't care about the last 2. Go to the next 30. So there's not time on the clock, so the players don't know when the drill's done. So they're not we did one day, and I was a little upset with them. I said, guys, it's like 10 in the morning on a Saturday. We got the gym till 3. We put 99 minutes on the clock for each drill that we did. And I said, we're going to do it until Coach and I are happy with how you're doing it. We did one drill for 35 minutes.
A total lesson, I bet.
Yeah, and the thing was, we still got out of there inside of 2 hours.
Right.
We did, but
making a
they said
point.
we're going to do 4 drills, and we're going to do them till they're right. You might be out of here in 15 minutes. I don't think you will.
Right.
And we got till 3:30. We might be here for 5 hours. And I like that because then they're not looking at the clock like, there's only 2 minutes left. I can take a break.
Right.
So there's good and bad to this. I'm a anal guy, so I'm a little, kind of organized to the minute.
But you stay pretty close to your time. Like if it's 5, you're starting Louisville probably.
Yeah. Out of that, so that first with the defensive stuff, that's pretty intense. And the Louisville thing is a competitive drill that the players love. It's a a continuous 3-on-2 with a chaser.
Okay.
Everybody's got a version of it.
Yeah, there's all sorts of those. Yeah.
The players love it, and that's pretty intense. So then we're going to come out of that and do something that's going to be, I don't want to say not just light.
It's halftime. You've almost broken it up. Like I've changed the way I practice. I basically try to do my practice like a game. I have a pregame. I have the first half. I have halftime. I have the second half. I have post-game. Hey, Coach, hope you enjoyed that. If you did, okay, go join teachhoops.com for coaches who want to get better. You want to become a better basketball coach. Let me help you. Where else can you find a mentor for, a dinner at McDonald's, basically? Let me help you. Not only resources and communities and handouts and one-on-one calls and office hours. It's got a little bit of everything that will help you become a better basketball coach. Also, go over, subscribe and leave a review. And if you're going to do any shopping on Amazon, click down below. We would appreciate it. All right. Have a great